All right, so I'm gonna come and make some relationship videos to help you guys out in terms of your relationships. This can go specifically if you are single out there and you're looking for someone. It can get very difficult in this world because we have a lot of people that are low vibrational, that vibrate at a lower frequency than others. And it's one of those things to where if you are very spiritually aware, you'll be able to know this and you'll be able to see these individuals and you'll be able to just know who it is that you should and should not connect with. So, it's one of those things to where we're all on a spiritual journey. Everyone is waking up, and as you go deeper into your spiritual journey, you'll start to learn, what I'm saying, yourself, and you'll start to learn relationships and people's intentions in those relationships. And you have to realize that not everyone has good intentions in terms of relationships. It's very few people out there that do. And it's one of those things to where if you're investing time and energy into a relationship that's just not working out, if you're with someone that's not interested in you, the best thing for you to do is to just step back from that relationship and for you to just take time to realize who it is that you are and realize your self-worth, because a lot of times we'll sit back and we'll invest a lot of time and energy into individuals not knowing that it comes down to us needing to love ourselves more. It comes down to us having, feelings of being self-conscious and things like that. And whenever you have those feelings of you being self-conscious, it's one of those things to where now you know that you need to do a lot of internal work within yourself, which can be very difficult to do because a lot of times it's difficult for us to like look in the mirror and say, hey, I need to work on this, I need to work on that. And I don't mean in terms of like outward appearance, I mean in terms of mentally, like, hey, I need to work on loving myself more. I need to work on achieving some of my own goals before I decide to step into a relationship, because it's easy to get into a relationship and not know yourself, and then that's whenever you end up getting taken advantage of. I can definitely attest to that because I have had relationships to where I wasn't all the way spiritually aware of who it was that I was, and I ended up getting taken advantage of in those relationships. And the more that I was in relationships to where I was getting taken advantage of, the more that I decided to say, you know what, it's time for me to step away from dating, and it's time for me to actually wait until the right person comes my way. And a lot of times we think that, we're able to attract that person using materialistic things or the way that we dress, or we feel like we need to change something in terms of appearance wise. But a lot of times, in order for you to attract a very good spirit, it deals with you sitting back and just kind of being who you are, not even kind of being who you are, but being who you are to the fullest extent. And then that's whenever you will be able to find someone that loves you for who it is that you are. Unfortunately, we live in a day and age to where a lot of people are unsatisfied with themselves. So that's why we see like a lot of these celebrities and things going and getting surgery or Botox or uh, implants and all that whenever God made you a certain way, and we're all different, and we all need to embrace the differences that we have and not feel like we all need to be the same or ride the same wave. Because a lot of times we'll sit back and look at, love and hip hop and everybody on social media and things like that. And those people who portray a certain image, 99% of the time, it's because they're unhappy with themselves, or it's because they were told to do something. So that's why they dress that way. That's why they go out and get these surgeries. That's why they look that way, because they have people that tell them that in order for you to be accepted in this world, you have to do those things. You have to look a certain way. You have to go get that surgery. You have to act this way. You need to act like this person. That's why we see a lot of these rappers. Everybody be like, damn, all these rappers are the same, because they're mimicking the previous rapper before, and not knowing that that person was told by somebody else to act that type of way. So it's very seldom that we find people that are very original and that are just out here being themselves. And, a lot of times we need to take note from those individuals, because it's just a matter of you see that person and whoever it is that's being themselves. It's one of those things to where you need to take note and just be yourself, embrace your individuality. Don't feel like you need to follow the crowd, because a lot of times it's easy to get caught up in that. And the real world at times can seem like high school. It can seem like, okay, in order for me to be accepted, I need to try and do this, or I need to go hang with this crowd or be with this crowd. But not knowing that the person that ends up being accepted and welcomed more into, I don't want to say society, but the person that ends up being accepted and more welcome is the person that was the outcast in school, the person that was the nerdy person, the person that everybody made fun of. That ends up being the person to where whenever they grow up, they're the one that everybody wants to be. And I could definitely relate to that because all throughout high school, all throughout middle school, I was made fun of. Everybody had something to say about me, but then as soon as like I got older, that's whenever I hit what's called a glow up that people like to say. And that's whenever I see everybody in my inbox, everybody trying to be with me, but it's one of those things to where I'm very spiritually aware, so I know who to avoid and who to bring into my life in terms of love and things like that. So, but it definitely starts out with self love first, because a lot of times we feel like we need to dress a certain way. Females feel like they need to go and do this with their hair. They feel like they need to go and do this, wear this certain type of clothes in order to attract a man. But it's one of those things to where you should be able to naturally attract a man based upon your natural appearance. So if you're not able to attract a man based upon your natural appearance, then it's one of those things to where you need to sit back and be like, okay, what is it that I'm lacking? And most of the time, it's the thing of you constantly covering up your naturalness. And that's what's not attracting the right man to you. It's because you're constantly feeling like you have to look a certain type of way, or you have to dress a certain type of way, and you end up attracting the wrong type of individuals. You end up attracting the ones that all they see is that outward appearance. All they see is, oh, okay, she look good, okay, she got a fat ass, oh, okay, she dresses like this, that's what I want. But it's like if you get into a very genuine relationship, you don't have to do all that. That person's gonna love you for who you are. They're gonna love you for if you wear makeup, you don't wear makeup. They're gonna love you regardless. But whenever it comes down to it, a lot of guys want to see, like the very true and genuine guys want to see your natural appearance. They don't. Oh, it's done. Is that the one he could? Okay. Yay! Thank you. Ooh, hot wings. Ooh, cause I'll be wanting these. But a lot of guys like to see your natural appearance. They're not really worried about all that other stuff, because all that other stuff is materialistic. And a lot of those girls that put on that facade and feel like they have to put on all this in order for them to attract a man, then it's one of those things where you could already tell that that person is very self-conscious and they have things about them that they don't like. And this also goes for guys as well. Guys, you guys feel like you guys have to dress a certain way or wear this or have the latest sneakers, or you know what I'm saying, be wearing Louis Vuitton belts and all this other stuff, whenever it comes down to it, you don't have to do that. If you have a very true and genuine female, she's gonna like you regardless of what you wear. She's gonna like you in your bummy state. She's gonna like you if you just throw on a pair of sweatpants and a goddamn t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? She's still gonna be attracted to you. You're not gonna have to do too much in order to get that person's attention. In fact, the less that you do, the more that that person is going to be attracted to you. So we just have to realize the world that we're in. We're living in a world to where it's very much based upon appearances and materialism. And um, like Infinite Water said, it's like we all go upon a social media score. So if this person has a big following, oh, I like that person. But it's like one of those things to where you have to look at what that person is dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times the people with the big followings are the ones who they base their likeliness off of that following. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things, I forget what it's called, to where they feel like by them having a big following that, that's going to attract somebody genuine, when a lot of times it doesn't end up attracting a very genuine soul. You end up attracting a whole bunch of bullshit into your life if you're not spiritually aware. You can have a big following and be spiritually aware, but it's one of those things to where people naturally see your spirit. So regardless of what it is that you're doing, people are going to naturally be able to see your spirit. And if you're the type of person that's real and down to earth, or if you're that type of person to where everything you do is for social media or for clout. So that's the type of world we live in. We live in a clout type of world, to where everybody feels like they want clout, they want fame. Mm, they good. And it's very hard to step away from that. Um, and it's one of those things to where you just need to be aware of yourself so that way you don't get lost in constantly doing things for fame or constantly doing things for clout or getting into a relationship because of social status. You think that you and this person would be good and y'all would make a lot of money or something like that. And it's not truly based upon love. So that's one of the things that we have lost nowadays is actually loving a person for who they are and not loving somebody for what it is that they have or what it is that you can get out of the relationship or what they can provide for you. So it's a lot of females out of here that are codependent, and that also goes for males as well, to where they feel like they're very codependent. But it mainly is the females. So it's one of those things to where if you find somebody that's down to earth, you really need to hold on to that individual and not let them go. And that's what I plan on doing. So just make sure that y'all are getting into relationships for the right thing, for the right reasons. And just even before you get into a relationship, make sure that you sit down and you work on yourself internally before you decide to hop into anything, because it could be one of those things where you end up hopping into a relationship and you get heartbroken very easily because that person sees who it is that you are, or they see that you're trying to feed off of their energy, or they see that, okay, this person only got into the relationship because of something that I could provide for them. They didn't truly get into the relationship for love. And that's why I said it always comes down to self-love. And it's one of those things to where whenever it comes to relationships, you can't put a time frame on it. You can't put a time frame on finding your soulmate, on finding your twin flame and things like that. That's something that's going to come with due time. It took me over 10 years to be able to find my twin flame, but I'm happy that I found them, and I'm not going nowhere, okay? But it's definitely one of those things where it takes a lot of time in order for you to be able to find that person. And shoot, you might end up finding that person within the same day. You know what I'm saying? You might find that person within a month, within 2 months, 3 months, whatever the case may be. But you can't put a time frame on love. Love just ends up happening. It just ends up coming your way, and you'll know whenever it's true and it's genuine love. So just know that. Anyways, it's getting dark out here. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll be live again with you guys at 10 o'clock. Okay, so peace out.